Who is the most dislikable main character, movie, television, book, you know of? Honestly, Peter Petrelli from Heroes. The guy was a freaking B and then he left his goddamn girlfriend in the freaking future and never mentioned her again. Every female character on Breaking Bad. Jesus Marie. Otto Rocket was a total craphead. So freaking arrogant. Twister was the best. Cole from The Walking Dead. Freaking little crap. Stay in the freaking house for once, Carl. Nancy from Weeds. Literally or metaphorically fricks everyone that she comes in contact with. Weeds and Breaking Bad were the same in that sense. At first you are made to empathize with the main character, but then realize they are a sociopath. In BB, Walt transforms, but in Weeds you just come to realize she's been a completely awful human being since long before the show began, and it just takes you a while to see her clearly because she's charming. Gary from SpongeBob always has some smart butt comment like he's the crap. Honestly, I wasn't too keen on Frodo, especially in the last movie. I think Tolkien always intended for Samwise to be thought of as the true hero of the books. Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights. I hate just about all of them. And in Wind in the Willows, Motherfucking Toad. Holden Caulfield. Can't believe I'm the first person to name him. Laurie in The Walking Dead, comic and TV show. The rules of some characters you just can't kill don't apply to this show, so each week, I hope against hope that she gets shot in the face. Sookie Stackhouse. Why does she have to be involved in everything? Pam's hatred for her pretty much sums up mine. I am surprised no one else has said this yet. Even in the books she has to be in the middle of every dang thing while incessantly whining about how she wants to have a normal life and not be involved in anything dangerous. I love the show and the books, but I freaking hate that bee. How I Met Your Mother. Ted. Ted is an insufferable T. The rest of the gang is very entertaining and they have their own unique good and bad qualities. And throughout the seasons they gain considerable depth and grow as characters. Barney starts to show cracks in his suave facade. Marshall and Lily become parents. And Robin starts to narrow down exactly what she wants in a man. But not Ted. Oh no. Pop in any random episode and you have Ted being a p-hound that is looking for the perfect woman and failing. Now it takes a while to notice what Ted's real problem is, which isn't that he is a whiny wuss. No, Ted's real problem is that he is looking for the perfect woman without growing in any way himself or making himself a better person. He never stops to think, maybe all my relationships end because I'm the problem. Number. Ted always finds a problem with the woman. And Ted truly is a douche who will drop a woman at the slightest hint another woman is interested in him. Remember his muffin girlfriend that moved to Germany? Remember Riri hooking up with Robin in the later seasons? If Ted were any other character, he'd be hated for the things he has done. At least with Barney, there is some pathos. God, I freaking hate Ted. Kate from Lost. WTF, Kate, stop freaking crap up all the time. I hated Jean and Jean Eyre. The more I read, the more I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand her in the beginning, but as she grew she got a lot more likable in my opinion. Jeffrey from Game of Thrones. That character was made to be a little bee. Marlo Stanfield. Marlo was a G. Cheese was the real prick. The entire cast of The Secret Life of the American Teenage. Amy Shailene Woodley. I think Amy is her character's name. Can go frick herself. I've only ever watched one episode, and it was all I could stand. She is so boring, and yet manages to be an incredibly impulsive, moronic bee. I really like the 7 books, and the 8 movies, but I hate Harry Potter. I've been a fan since I was 8 years old, but I couldn't help but feel like he wouldn't have gotten anything done I did wasn't for everyone else in the story. I'll try and think of examples of how he's come really useless and post them. Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind. She is a terrible, terrible person. I really think she is the terrible person to end all terrible people. I feel zero compassion for the woman even when Bonnie died. I only felt bad for Rhett because, though he was a scoundrel, he was trying to do right by Scarlett. Lily from How I Met Your Mother. She's childish, annoying, unreasonable, selfish and can't see things from another person's perspective. I hate that episode when Ted had called her a bee and then she tries to ruin Christmas for Marshall just because she's mad at Ted. I mean, why the heck would you try to destroy your loved one's Christmas just because you are pee with a friend? That just childish, dickish, sleffish and plain mean. Frick, I hate her. She was so stupid in that whole season. How she completely broke Marshall's heart then comes back expecting everything to change and for him to just jump back into her arms and for Ted not to have supported Marshall and been angry at her. Usually I like Lily but that storyline was very annoying, I agree. Shinji Ikari. Indeed, but all characters in Evangelion have their problems. Shinji is a pain in the butt indeed, but so are Asuka, Rie, Gendo. Not his same level, but still. And IMHO. That's why is such a great stuff. I think the only one really likable is Penpon. Frick you Ted Mosby, you are not some fricking romantic guy looking for that perfect girl. You are just some whiny buttbee who fricks every girl you find and thinks they are the one for you. Freaking annoying prick. Humbert. Dawn from Buffy TVS. Sadly my main beef with her was that her character on occasion was written so poorly that meant she could come across as fairly shallow and one-dimensional. Always throwing a strop, thinking no one understood her, storming to her room, running away. Just seemed like she was around to make Buffy have to run after her and confront whatever bad was around that episode. Let's not even go into her shrill voice and irritating demeanor. Marissa Cooper. Definitely, absolute C of a person who never failed to blame anyone but herself for her problems, and consequently dragged everyone into them. Finally, I hated her so much and was disappointed I had to scroll so far to find her. She needed to be punched in her C face. Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory. I know that's going against the grain for a lot of redditors but I just find him infuriatingly annoying to the point where I can't sit through a Sing episode. Recently I was on a plane where they had all the early episodes of The Big Bang Theory, and I noticed how much Leonard's character has changed. In recent episodes Sheldon is always shutting Leonard down and saying he's unsuccessful in his career etc. But early on Leonard is at least as successful as Sheldon and often outwitted him. Dolores Umbridge defines B. Yeah but they're asking for main characters. Effie from Skins S3 and 4. Skins went downhill after S2 emo. I think Skylar from Breaking Bad is a whining crybaby. Let's be honest though, Walter has become quite the monster and has gotten his family deeply involved in something dangerous. Annoying Orange. I hate him so much that I hate the fact he lives up to his name. Don Draper, of Mad Men. Throughout the show he constantly makes some of the most selfish, cowardly decisions possible at every turn, without caring about the effect he has on the people around him. He's almost bipolar in how quickly he switches gears, going from telling Peggy that he would chase her his whole life to get her back if she left, to throwing money in her face like she was a W, because she had the audacity to want to be treated fairly. He manipulates everybody around him to get what he wants, but we forgive him because that's just how men acted back then, apparently. Even the nice things he does, he only does for selfish reasons. Finally, I had to stop watching halfway through the second season. I kept hearing how the show was awesome, and it was, but Don Draper is a freaking C. Season 5 Walter White. Say my name. Malcolm in the freaking middle. I just wanna punch that freaking kid in the head. Hal definitely is the one that show should have focused on. Claire from Lost. Every time she opened her mouth, I would cringe. Dillian from 90,210. What a whiny emo bastard. Matt McNamara from Nip Tuck. He too was a whiny brat idiot kid. I'd do unspeakable things with Takimba however. Squall Lenhart. What a freaking whiny douche. I realize at some point for it to be a Final Fantasy game he's going to have to put on his big boy underwear, but I couldn't make it past 3 hours of him whinging and posturing. I read that as Richard Lionheart and I was like dude, frick you. He had a great crusade. Reddit doesn't know what main character means. Everyone from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, apart from Charlie. God I love Charlie. But that's the point. They aren't meant to be liked. Spenny from Kenny vs. Spenny. He's such a whiny bee. Kenny is always the bad guy, lying, cheating, and stealing, but Spenny is so unlikable that you can't help but cheer for Kenny. Silencio. I know Cartman's supposed to be one of the main anti-protagonists in South Park, but by all that is holy and matrimony I hate the little sucker. He's a selfish little jit, pushing his mother and friends around, using others for his utopian visionary where he is the hero, the coon, and people adore him. Admittedly we see the occasional time where he is seen to be kind towards others, but this is because he has an end plan which benefits himself and himself only. He's like an unlikable version of Ed. Edit, my bad. Not Ed, I meant Eddie. I haven't watched Ed, and Eddie in what seems like years. Scrap that. Cartman and Ed are both equally buttholes. I used to feel the same way, but then, one day, I got Cartman. Everything made sense. He's a complete and total selfish jerk, and that's the point. Holden Caulfield. Frick that whiny tea. Don't be so phony. Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy. Always the victim, and her crying is awful. My girlfriend watches Bravo. Take your pick from anyone on that channel. When it comes to books, Ethan Frome. I freaking hated that guy in that book when I had to read it in school. I disliked the girl he fell in love with. For all accounts and purposes, she wrecked that home beyond salvaging. It was just a dismal book all around though. Pierce Hawthorne from Community. Everybody hates Pierce. Walter White is currently the Ayatollah of my crap list. He's a sociopath who will do anything to achieve his ends. He is purely a greedy, power-hungry maniac. I hate Skylar too, because she's just so irritating. Gaius Balter. Frick Gaius Balter. He makes me so mad. I just can't stop hating him. Every episode of Battlestar Galactica I watch, I just hate him more and more. I'm rewatching the series with my BF and my hate for him just won't go away. It just grows stronger. I freaking hate Gaius Balter. Fitz Chivalry Farseer from the Farseer books. Ugh. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.